We're here at Open Sauce where a whole bunch of nerds show off all the cool projects they're building. We're here with
Jared Moscow. I'm here with Excessive Overkill, and we got ourselves an open source robot here. So you can buy these old industrial robots for very cheap. We're talking hundreds of dollars. You can buy them basically for scrap price. And they're junk currently with no controller. So what we do is we make ourselves a new modern open source controller, open source hardware and software.
and then just so it's clear, the robot normally is just a bunch of wires that don't have anything plugged into it, and you guys built the part that the wires plug into that control the motors.
Exactly. So everything but the physical robot and motors we make, from hardware to software.
Incredible.
And right now we have a demo set up to where someone can come and control a 6-axis mouse to directly mirror and pick up blocks and draw and do whatever they want.
Amazing, and really all one of these robots are just a bunch of individual motors being controlled in a really specific way, correct?
Exactly. Like I said, these can be like 20 or 30 years old. The controllers are long dead, but
Right.
the motors themselves are in great condition and still ready for new life.
And if you wanted to buy a brand new robot with controller ready to hit a factory floor, how much would something like that cost?
Hundreds of thousands. You know,
And how much did this robot cost you?
A few hundred. I think it was $200.
Crazy. And then each of these boxes is its own individual controller for one of the motors?
Exactly. Each one of those is about 25,000 watts per motor.
Jesus. And that's what's inside there, and you guys built this entire circuit board, all the control, all from scratch, wrote the software, everything.
That's right, and everything's open source. If you want to make your own or modify it, you totally can.
That's insane. So right now you have it hooked up to this kind of like stylus mouse, but you could hook this up to automate making coffee in your home. Because it's open source, anybody could tie into it, correct?
Exactly. Write your own code. It's Linux based, so if
Nice.
you can write programs, you can really have it do anything you'd like.
That is so cool, guys. If somebody wants to see more, where can they find you guys and more info on the project?
They can find us on YouTube if you search Excessive Overkill. You can find, we also have a GitHub where you can find our files, and a Discord if you want to join our community.
That is super cool, guys. Thank you for taking the time.
In my 8 years of 3D printing, I've 3D printed a lot of useful practical things, but these might be my all-time favorite practical 3D prints. All right, so background, I'm currently at an event called Open Sauce. It's basically a big adult science fair where people show off all the cool projects they've built. Last year, I took a bunch of videos covering the stuff at the event, and people wanted to know what my account was so they could find me. So I wanted to get business cards this year, but like I do with everything, I left it till last minute and didn't have time to get them made. So literally the night before, I whipped up my 3D printer, I made this, and it turned out super well. Crazy Simple is just a 3D printed QR code. It's just in 2 filament colors. You can see it slightly raised there with my account name at the top, and then this will bring you to a link for all my accounts. Super simple. I made a bunch of them, and it literally took me like 2 hours. And they work incredibly well despite being entirely 3D printed. I don't know, I just think this is a fun novelty. I think they function really well for their purpose, and they're just kind of cool. I think they'll stand out amongst other business cards. Keep an eye out for open source content because there's a lot of it coming. If you see me, come say hi, and I'll give you a little 3D printed business card. Thanks for watching. Bye.